Welcome to my 19th Pokemon Wi-Fi match against Glaceon from PokemonEpisode.org. She leads with Latias, I lead with Salamence, and I switch to Gallade, predicting the Ice Beam. I was right, but she gets a crit, which ruined the Gallade again. But I'm able to Shadow Sneak just to get some damage on it, while it Thunderbolts to take Gallade out. And I bring in Raptorside, knowing I can outspeed it because of my Choice Scarf, and I just Brave Bird it, and fortunately for me, I'm able to take it out. So in comes her Glaceon, and I know a nice attack is coming, so I switch to Azumarill to take it like a champion. And she goes for Blizzard. Again, I take it like a champion, and I easily survive. And I Superpower, and because of the Choice Band, I take Glaceon out in one shot. But now my attack and defense are lower. So now she brings in Gliscor, and since I'm locked into Superpower, I switch to Celebi, my physical wall, who takes the Stone Edge with ease. And seeing the damage go down, I know it's Life Orbed, so I know how to take care of it. I set up the Leech Seed, and this plus Life Orb damage every time it attacks is going to really ruin Gliscor's sweeping hopes. And the fact that Celebi is so defensive, it's able to survive a Sword Dance powered Stone Edge with ease. And now, knowing that Gliscor will have to Roost if it wants to stay alive, I go for the Grass Knot again, because Roost removes the flying type, catching Gliscor off guard, and now she knows that she can't stall me out, so her only option is to try to take me out with a crit. It does not happen, and Life Orb almost kills it, but my Grass Knot winds up killing it instead. So now I'm like, okay, this is going really, really well. Now I switch into Staraptor while this Umbreon Toxics. And this makes me wish that I had Heracross on this team, because I could have switched into Heracross and activated Guts, but my close combat is able to one-hit KO this Umbreon with the help of a critical hit. So at this point, it's like 5-2 my lead. And she brings in Togekiss. And I switch to Azumarill for Death Fodder. And I'm going to wind up regretting that in the end, but in comes Jolteon, and I substitute, hoping that she would switch, but she didn't. So now, I'm like, okay, if you're not going to switch, I'm just going to attack. So I Thunderbolt, and I almost kill Togekiss, but it just lives. And I survived the Psychic, and I just use Hidden Power to take it out. Now, this is her last Pokemon, and it breaks Species Clause because it's a second Umbreon of the battle. Now, I set up the Substitute while it sets up the first Curse. Now, I start Thunderbolting here, hoping for Parahacks. It doesn't happen the first time. So I'm thinking, come on, please. So I'm like, okay. Hopefully it'll work the second time. I go for the Thunderbolt again. And it's a crit, but she lives. She lives, and she wishes up. And I Thunderbolt for a third time, hoping for paralysis or the KO, but it doesn't happen. Umbreon kills Jolteon and is able to recover quite a bit of her health thanks to Wish and her leftovers. So now I bring in Celebi to set up the Leech Seed to try to prevent this thing from stalling me out. And it works to an extent. But I Grass Knot and it does nothing to this thing. And it sets up the second layer of curse. So I'm like, okay, I cannot let this thing keep cursing up. If it happens, I'm screwed. So what I decide to do is, seeing that it's pretty much at full HP, I decide to switch in the Raptor side, hoping it'll curse a third time or try Toxic or something like that. But it doesn't. It uses Payback, and because of the +1 attack, it's able to take Raptor side out in one shot. So in comes Salamence to get the second Intimidate off. And I decide to start Dragon Dancing up while it wishes, figuring I was going to attack, but it didn't. So I get one free Dragon Dance up. And now I get the second Dragon Dance up. And as she gets the third curse up, I'm like, the only way I'm going to even stand a chance is with a crit. So, what I decide to do is I decide to go for the Stone Edge, hoping for a crit. It doesn't happen, and it actually does nothing to this thing. I'm like, crap. My only chance now is to hit it with Stab. So I lock myself into Outrage. And it does quite a lot. She sets up the curse again. So that's 4 curses. The wish comes true. And she gets back quite a bit of her health. And like, it almost gets KO'd, but it's able to bring its health back up to low green. I Outrage again, and because of the third curse, or fourth curse, Umbreon is able to easily live it, and my Lumberry cures the confusion. So now here's where things start going downhill. Her fourth move is Protect. And with Protect, I realize that the only way I could possibly beat Umbreon is if I get a crit with Outrage. And since I'm locked into Outrage, I keep doing it. The crit just does not want to happen. And this Umbreon is wish stalling to get all its health back. So I'm like, oh great, this is a deadlock. We're just going to be doing the same thing over and over again until something gives and I get confused. And now here's where things start going horribly, horribly wrong for me. Salamence is confused. It hurts itself in confusion the first time. She wishes again. And now I know I'm in trouble because there's no way I could damage it. I'm confused and I hurt myself in confusion the second time while she sets up another curse. Now the wish comes true. It's at full health. But because of the Leech Seed, it's no longer at full health. I'm confused and I hurt myself in confusion for the third turn in a row. And Payback is going to take out Salamence. So the only Pokemon I have left is Celebi. And I just Grass Knot, hoping for something, but it really doesn't do anything. And Grass Knot again. I actually get the crit, but even the crit does nothing. And now it paybacks, and Celebi gets destroyed. So good game, Glaceon, even though you broke Species Clause. See you next battle.